What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to YGOPD, your Yu-Gi-Oh! Professional Development, and I am coming back with a back-to-back upload for a Dogmatika Punk Eldlich deck profile, our take on DPE. Really excited to bring this to you. I fell in love with this deck. I wanted to get it out as quickly as I could. I know Punk Engine's starting to gain some steam and some traction, so I just wanted to give my take on it before things go too crazy with this engine and this deck concept. So before I hop into the deck, though, quick sub shout out to our new subs, Alex, Jobber, Steve, Christopher, and KYGBO. Thank you all so much for joining the channel. Really excited to have you here. Really excited that you are around. And if you have not heard yet, we are doing a box giveaway to celebrate hitting 200 subs recently. That will be given away this coming Sunday's video on February 27th. And you need to be subscribed to the channel no later than February 24th. And just make sure that your subscriptions are set to public so that when you do subscribe, I can see who you are and that you are subscribed to be entered in to give away that box. We are doing one sealed box of Grand Creators. And again, all you need to do to be entered is just be subscribed to the channel from the year 2021 on. So not a lot of folks, good chance at winning. And yeah, just want to make sure I find ways to give back to you all and say thank you so much for supporting the channel. But with that said, let's not waste any more time and go ahead and hop into the deck profile. So we're going to go ahead and start with the main deck here, and we're going to kind of talk about things as we go. If you want a full deck analysis and breakdown of the deck, including a combo guide, test hands, and a few other really cool things, please be sure to leave a like. If this video hits 10 likes, I will go ahead and drop that deck analysis and combo tutorial this coming Sunday. So starting off with the monsters here, we have 3 Punk Foxy Tune. This is your emergency teleport for the deck. You basically discard this card for cost, and then at resolution, discard one more card from your hand and special summon a Punk from the deck. All of the Punk starters, so to speak, are 1-card Halqifibrax combos that will end you on 3 Omni Negates that plays around Dark Ruler No More, as well as cards like Forbidden Droplet, and will also end you on an Imperm. So you're looking at 3 Omni Negates plus an Imperm off of a single 1 or 1.5 card combo, since this requires a discard of any random card in your hand. In that same line, we play 3 Punk Z Ammon. This guy, you pay 600 to add a Punk monster from your deck to your hand. This basically will just search your Foxy Tune. So the easiest way to explain the combo is you're either going to get this guy out to special your Z Ammon, and then Z Ammon will add another normal summon since these are tuners, and then go straight into your Hulk combo. Or you can simply summon this as your normal summon, pay the life points 600 as cost, add the E-Telly, use his effect, get another Punk monster, and still go into Hulk from there. The Punk have no restrictions whatsoever on using their effects and you being locked into anything. And then the last monster for our Punk engine is 1 Madam Spider. This is, I guess you could call it the engine requirement of this deck, but it is still not bad since you can still normal summon it, pay 600, and it adds a Punk trap from your deck to your hand. That is the searchable Imperm for the deck. So this is the secondary card you're getting off of either from a normal summon or from a special summon with a card like Foxy Tune. And then simply you're going to use Z Ammon plus Madam Spider to go into your Hulk combo. Moving on with the monsters for the Dogmatika portion, we play 3 Ecclesia. We want to max out on this card just because, again, it is considered a starter. It is a card that by itself can create and complete a line of play that gives us either a disruption or a negation. In this form, it's going to be something like Punishment, right, for a pop 1 with follow-up, or pop 2, or a Fleur-de-Lis, which is a monster negate. Again, the cool thing about Punks is you're not restricted, so you can simply do your full combo, and then if you get interrupted, or if you don't, you can still just do Dogmatika things after, which is really, really cool. Very insane kind of thing to just follow up with, or even use as a piece of board break or board removal going second. And then in that same vein, our last Dogmatika monster is just 1 Fleur-de-Lis, the 1 monster negate. Don't need more. This is fine since you can simply add these guys back with Nadir's Servant from the graveyard. You don't have to play the Shaddoll package or anything crazy. The Punks are all Earth respectively, so you're not going to have that many good Schism targets to do with that. So this is it for the Dogmatika monsters. And then moving on for the Eldlich, we play 1 Golden Lord. I have tested this significantly. The Eldlich package is quite small, so you don't need more than 1. You can most definitely play 2. I just decided to cut 1 for a little bit more space in the deck. It is a 40-card main deck. However, 1 is perfectly fine since you're not necessarily relying on Eldlich as your win condition. You're relying on Eldlich as your follow-up. Your opponent is going to waste so many resources dealing with the Halka-Fibrax combo, the Dogmatika follow-up, that Eldlich is really just what uses the kind of third step to really close out the game. So 1 Golden Lord is perfectly fine. And then lastly are parts of your Halka-Fibrax combo. So you play 1 Deskbot 01, 1 Colt Wing, and 1 Hop Ear Squadron. This is my personal preference over a card like Creation Resonator. You can see that picture on screen. The main difference in how I choose to play this combo as opposed to some other people is they will use Creation Resonator to end on Herald, Borreload Savage, as well as a Baron. Now, the problem with that is you just auto lose to cards like Dark Ruler No More or Forbidden Droplet or things like that. Part of your combo for Hulk lets you search any monster that has exactly 600 defense, which Hop Ear Squadron follows. So I like to keep this in hand after I've used my Borreload Savage negate to then quick effect special this guy and then synchro summon into Baron. So if your opponent shotguns a Dark Ruler No More or a Droplet, you can simply use Hop Ear Squadron, put a Baron on the board, and then you still have a negate that they have to play around after wasting cards like Dark Ruler No More or Forbidden Droplet. So really insane card. We'll get into the extra deck in a few texts of how this card is also really, really insane. So this is by far the best card in my choice to play over Creation Resonator. I think this is so much better, and we'll talk about it more in the extra deck. But again, 01 standard part of the combo, and Colt Wing standard part of the combo, not needed. But again, this is the one card that you need in the deck to search and cannot be used if you hard open it. So this is also a lot easier to use when you hard open as opposed to something like Creation Resonator. That does need a level 8 synchro on board to activate and resolve its effect. So that is it for the monsters. Onto the spells. We play triple Emergency Teleport. This is again another 1 card starter for your full Halka-Fibrax combo. Basically, you are simply using this to get Z-Ammon, then get your Emergency Teleport or your Madam Spider, since you've not normal summoned yet, make your Hulk, and then just go from there. So 3 Emergency Teleport. Moving on, we play triple Pot of Prosperity. So this is our consistency piece. You can choose to play hand traps or droplets or different things like that in place of this. I really like Pot of Prosperity just because we play different engines. Being able to see those is important, or just dig for an extender should something like Z-Ammon or Foxy Tune or whatever your first piece of combo starting is gets hit with an Ash or an Imperm or something like that. This allows you just to dig deeper and play through the negates. And believe it or not, we don't really need the entire extra deck. We only use about half of it for the initial combo. So the rest are kind of flex spots or scenario-based spots that we dedicate. So Pot of Prosperity is perfectly fine in this deck. And then wrapping up the spells, we of course play the 2 Nadir Servant for the Dogmatika package and the 1 Called by the Grave. Now this is what I put in over a Golden Lord. I think it just adds a little bit more versatility and feels a little bit better when you draw it. Since Golden Lord is searchable and you don't have to worry about getting it into grave that much, since you can always discard it with Foxy Tune should you hard open it. So I think 1 Called by the Grave is really good, but this is your flex spot. The other option you could do for a flex spot is a Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit to ensure that if you open multiple E-Telly, or if you have your full combo and still have an E-Telly left on the side, that can also add a piece of disruption to help stop your opponent during their turn as well. Now onto the traps, and my favorite part of the deck is because whether you Hulk combo into 4 negates or you don't, you can still pretty much set 4 pass and then win without any issues. The best thing about this deck is we can go full Hulk combo, have like 4+ negates, and then still set 4 pass, and your opponent is dealing with a full 5 card board on the monster side and almost a full 5 card board on the spell trap side, which makes this deck super crazy and extremely hard to play around when you go first. So, and obviously the Hulk combo gives you the ability to break boards going second as well. So we play 3 Judgment just to prevent our opponent from playing the game. In that same vein, we play triple Solemn Strike for the same reason, prevent your opponent from playing the game. Also a good going second card to stop pesky Omni negates, so that way you can still resolve your combos, you know, turn 2, turn 3, and so on and so forth. So that is our big negation piece. After that, for our Eldlich traps, again, nothing too crazy, but a small package that still gets us value that we discard and go through over time. We're just playing 2 of each name in this case, just to have a little bit of space. And again, 3 is not needed. You want more traps and more cards that do something immediately. Eldlich is dedicated as your follow-up here. So we play 2 Sanguine, 2 Hakero, and 2 Conquistador, and that's it for the Eldlich package. Very simple, very straightforward, but again, is used to help close out the game. And then lastly, our few couple extra slots here can kind of be whatever you want, but these are what I've come to really enjoy. 2 Torrential Tribute, definitely a solid board breaker. Really enjoy it. Torrential Strike is the full combo, but yeah, Torrential is solid. And then our 2 1-ofs that we search is 1 Punishment for the Dogmatika package and 1 Gabu for the Punk package. This is our searchable imperm, negates a monster and its effects till the end of the turn. If you have a Punk monster on board while this happens, you gain a little bit of life points. It's like equal to its attack or half its attack, but that's not really relevant. All that matters is the fact that you get a searchable imperm for your deck, which is really, really good. All right, that is it for the main deck. Let's go ahead and hop into the extra deck. We will start off with our Link monsters. We play 1 Auroradon and 1 Halqifibrax. This is just standard for your bread and butter Halq combo. And then continuing on with the links, we do play 1 Link Spider and 1 Almirage. These 2 are in here to help out with the Dogmatika package. Should your opponent decide to Nibiru before you finish your combo and establish a negate, you can just make Link Spider and then your Dogmatika package is online. Same thing with Almirage. If they hit your normal summon and you're unable to keep going because you didn't have any extra extenders, you can simply make Almirage and then again turn on your Dogmatika package. So both really solid cards that have come up in niche scenarios that you have plenty of space for in this extra deck. So definitely really solid cards. But that is it for the links. On to the main synchros for the full combo that you do. We play 1 Borreload Savage Dragon, 1 Herald of the Arclight, and 1 Baron de Fleur. These are our 3 main Omni Negates that we use as part of our combo. These 2 are from the initial combo, and then our Baron de Fleur is from our Hop Ear Squadron. Of course, depending on how you build the deck, should you want to use Creation Resonator, you can end on all 3. I prefer ending on 2 to help protect myself from Dark Ruler No More, Lightning Storm, Droplet, cards like that, and then using Baron as the follow-up with the Hop Ear Squadron. So those are 3 really powerful Omni Negate synchros that we use. Then in that same realm, we do 1 Cupid Pitch as part of the combo. You will typically increase this card's level by 1, and this is what lets you search your Hop Ear Squadron. And no matter what, Cupid Pitch is a mandatory effect, so it will always be Chainlink 1. Borreload Savage will always be Chainlink 2. So even if they have a way to stop Borreload from equipping, you still have the Hop Ear Squadron to follow up and use it to make Baron on your opponent's turn, no matter what. So definitely a really powerful card. And then from here, we have a couple Synchro Flex spots that I have become a huge fan of in the deck, which is 1 Formula Synchron, 1 Dawn Dragster, and 1 Black Rose Dragon. So the reason these 3 are in here is Formula Synchron is, should they just go ahead and hit your Halq right away, shotgun it with the Veiler, the Imperm, the Droplet, whatever, you can simply get some value off of your Halq afterwards by tagging it out to Formula to draw a card. And then these 2 are kind of our main targets more or less for that. So you can simply use a level 5 Eldlich Trap, and then on your opponent's turn, you still have the ability to nuke their field with Black Rose, or if you want the follow-up to make Dawn Dragster going first, you most certainly can. The other reason Dawn Dragster is in here is if they negate Cupid Pitch's ability to modify its level, you still have a 7 that you can go directly into. That is a spell trap negate on your opponent's turn. And then the last thing to note with Formula Synchron is it pairs very well with a card like Fleur de Lis to synchro a level 8 and a level 2 into your Baron. So a lot of ways to still get Omni Negates on the board, even if your combo is interrupted at the beginning or midway through. So extremely powerful cards. I highly recommend testing these if you have not. They do so much work. Specifically, Black Rose and Formula Synchron are just absolute powerhouses for the deck. And then, since we have more spots that we just dedicate to any scenario that we want to deal with, all the Punk monsters are, of course, level 3s that have no restrictions. So going second, another option for you is a card like Breaksword and then into AA Zeus. So if you have the space, you can play Downard, but I choose not to. I'm okay with no Downard since Breaksword can still pop one, and then you can still have a live Zeus after that. But again, 1 Breaksword and 1 Zeus, definitely really powerful tools that are at your disposal for the deck. And then the last 2 slots are mainly for our Nadir Servant / punishment targets. 1 Entis for the extra piece of disruption, and then 1 Titaniclad just to search the missing piece, whether it's Floor, Ecclesia, to then get the respective punishment or Floor back to your hand. So definitely 2 really solid pieces there. again, if we hit 10 likes, we'll go ahead and do a deck analysis with a few more combo tutorials, different niche interactions, deck analysis, the whole 9 yards. So please be sure to leave a like. Thank you all again so much for watching. If you would like to be entered into that box giveaway, please make sure you subscribe before Thursday, February 24th, so that way I know that you are subscribed to the channel. Make sure those subscriptions are set to public so that I can see, and make sure you're included in our next sub shout out. But with all that said, thanks again so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next one. Later.